Decline and the winter period of neural networks 1970s-1980s. Despite the initial successes and enthusiasm for artificial intelligence in the 1950s and 1960s, the development of neural networks experienced a significant decline in the early 1970s. The serious problems researchers faced became increasingly evident, and attention was drawn not only by the scientific community, but also by governments funding research in this field. Computational power limitations. One of the main challenges was the limitation of computational power of computers at the time. The early neural network models were quite simple, but even they required substantial computational resources. Computers of that era were significantly less powerful than today's machines, with limited memory and processor speed. This greatly constrained the ability to train even simple models, let alone more complex multi-layer neural networks. Specifically, the problem was that for neural networks to function properly, a large volume of data needed to be processed. However, in the 1970s and 1980s, access to large datasets was limited, and without this information, neural networks could not effectively learn or improve their performance. Technical issues and criticism. Equally important was the lack of solid theoretical foundations for understanding the workings of neural networks. For example, it was difficult to demonstrate how multi-layer networks could learn without powerful optimization algorithms. In the mid-1970s, early attempts to create multi-layer models were not successful due to these networks' limited ability to process and scale information. In 1974, two prominent AI researchers, John Hancock and Herbert Simon, publicly stated that neural networks at that time would not be able to achieve real results due to hardware limitations and weak theoretical justification. They argued that neural networks would not be able to solve complex problems until new technologies and ideas emerged that could ensure more effective learning and data processing. The AI winter. These problems led to the so-called AI winter in the 1970s and 1980s, a period when interest in neural networks and AI in general significantly waned. Funding for research was reduced, and scientists and developers began to favor other approaches, such as expert systems, which promised faster and more effective solutions. During this period, many critics of AI technologies even questioned the very idea of creating machines capable of thinking due to technical and theoretical limitations. Instead of sparking a revolution in science and technology, AI became an object of doubt and criticism, and neural networks were just one component of this winter. Conclusion. Thus, in the 1970s and 1980s, neural networks went through a challenging period when their potential and prospects seemed limited